Sellerboard tips: how to effectively track your indirect expenses. Now, before we jump into the video, I wanted to let you know that Sellerboard were very generous and they are offering to my audience, to Sourcing Monster audience, 2 months of free trial. So you can check it in the video description. Now, let's jump into the video. Then you have also another cool feature that I love using, which is the expenses. So the expenses, usually what I did before is I would use Excel files. I would use Excel files to go and basically update all the expenses that I have that are not related to a specific product. Like, for example, let's say I paid my designer, or I paid someone on Fiverr, or let's say I'm using some tools and some stuff, and then the real P&L, the real profit that I had wasn't accurate because I didn't really consider all these other expenses in my final monthly profit and loss. So here, if you add those expenses, the numbers that you see in your profit dashboard will reflect after those expenses. And if you remember, we had this expenses column here. So if you go back to tiles and we click on, let me remove Canada, let's do all marketplaces. And then we click on more, we have the expenses, you see? So the expenses software, for example, is giving us 6.44. Why is it giving us 6.44? It's giving us 6.44 because it's probably calculating or dividing the cost of all the softwares that we're using and dividing it by 30 to know what's the daily cost for that tool and reducing it. So this is very, very powerful. Yes, it requires a little discipline to make sure that you see here, for example, monthly for Helium 10 license. You see, we pay $97 a month. So it's monthly. You put it just once, and then it's recurring payment. So it's monthly, and it will reduce it every kind of thing. For example, one time I have the PickFu, test that I did. So it's basically scale inside. That basically really reduce the expenses that I have in one kind of view.